After comparing offers from CarMax, Carvana, and a local dealership, I recently sold my vehicle on Carvana, and I want to share all about my experience because I know from just a few days ago, there are a lot of unanswered questions out there online. Hey, this is Matty D with Matty D Media, and since 2015, I've been a video producer focused on local businesses. Here on my YouTube channel, you'll see me champion US small businesses, especially those centered in Kansas. You'll see some videos with tips about how I'm running my business. You'll also see some travel episodes from my trips for business and pleasure. So let's get back to this Carvana story. So why am I standing in an empty garage with an unused Tesla car charger? With the price of gasoline this summer, I thought it would be a good time to sell my EV and get out from the expensive car payment. Because of the pain at the pump, the demand for EVs is going up. So when you have a vehicle to sell, the popular advice is to get offers from the online marketplaces first as your safety net. CarMax offered me $24,000 for this Model Y, which had 66,000 miles at the time. Carvana made me a higher offer at $26,600. But was that Carvana offer the final offer? I'll get back to that later in this video, but first, it was time to see if I could get a better offer by selling the vehicle to an individual. Not surprisingly, Facebook Marketplace was a crapshoot. People often flooded my inbox with questions about the car, including asking for the VIN number, but not many requests for a test drive. I learned that it was safe to share my VIN number, but that really didn't lead to any serious buyers who didn't send off red flags. One person offered me $29,000 cash without even test driving the vehicle. That made me nervous. I really didn't trust the aggressive nature that some individuals took there, and therefore I didn't even list the car on AutoTrader. Next, I went to my local dealership to see what price the vehicle could get when buying a used car. That dealership only offered me $23,000 in a convoluted calculation that showed the tax savings I would get, but somehow credited themselves with that tax savings. So looking in the pricing ballpark above $20,000, I had a 23, 24, and 26.6 bid when comparing a dealership to CarMax to Carvana, respectively. And I chose Carvana. Carvana even granted me an extension while I shopped around for those prices. Now came the part that made me the most nervous. Would Carvana actually pay the $26,600 that they promised online? Well, this decision was really in the hands of the Carvana rep, who was the tow truck driver who showed up at my home. She was very professional. In fact, she gave me a call early that morning to say that she was driving from about 2.5 hours away. Once she arrived to my home, one of the first things she did was walk around the vehicle and take photos. That's when she noticed I overlooked something during the appraisal process.
It does ask if there's any dents or scratches, and there is a scratch right here. So I do have to document that.
Okay, that's fair. To Carvana's credit, they didn't suddenly slash the offer by thousands of dollars. Instead, they adjusted the offer by about $175. Honestly, I thought that was pretty reasonable. That revised amount was the final offer, and at that point, I felt comfortable moving forward with the sale. A lot of people online have questions about this, the paperwork. What type of documents do you need to have ready when the Carvana rep shows up? My answer is probably counterintuitive. I didn't think there was enough paperwork, meaning I wanted to see what was the paper trail to where once I give up my vehicle to this Carvana tow truck, how do I guarantee that the money is actually going to the financial institution that has my car loan? I'm just trying to coordinate here with the Carvana rep as well. So how are you paying Santander with a physical check or an online payment?
I don't know. I'm sorry.
Okay.
I can call my manager back once I get off hold with these
Okay.
guys.
Yeah, I would just like to know that. Paid. She's paid off. This is the paperwork that I wanted to see when the tow truck driver was in my driveway. I wanted to see some sort of evidence that the car was going to be paid off and that Carvana was speaking to and had the payment in transit to go to my financial institution. I had to wait a few days to see the actual paperwork, but luckily, while I was on the phone with a Carvana rep in my driveway, she was able to alleviate my concerns. When I go into choosing my payment preference, should I be putting in Santander's overnight mailing address? Because I just spoke with them and they said that they would prefer an overnight check. And there's an address I have for that, because I'm more concerned about that dollar amount than I am the few $100s or $99 now that I personally am going to be getting.
We are going to pay Santander via wire through an electronic system. So we're going to send them still the agreed upon amount.
How do I know that that payment is, like, before I, shut myself off from the app, how do I know that that wire transfer is actually happening?
We can definitely always send you. So we don't, just to be honest, we don't send you like an update once we've sent the payment to the lender. It is an automatic process that's triggered once your advocate completes, the survey there and completes the appointment.
Mm-hmm.
Then it sends like a signal to our treasury team, and then they automatically send that wire payment. Now, typically we do tell you that time frame is 3 to 5 business days before we'll send that payment to the lender.
Okay.
Sometimes it is sooner.
I'm honestly a little nervous to kind of see my car roll out of the driveway here without any sort of paper trail at all that says that $26,000 in change is going to Santander. You know what I mean? Like, I think that's a little unbelievable. I don't really know how to rectify that.
Yeah. Well, the documents that you're going to, sign again, they are still going to have, the agreed upon amount going to your lender, Santander. So that is a legal document. And after the appointment, that will also be signed by us.
Okay.
That'll be available immediately after your appointment in your online account.
Okay,
If you don't see it, you can call us.
Okay.
Yeah, and we'll send you a copy of it.
All right, that ultimately answers my question. I appreciate you kind of explaining that.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry about that.
And then, just like that, the Tesla was gone. After 3 years of ownership, road trips, lots of charging stops, software updates, and those high monthly payments, it was officially someone else's vehicle. So, would I use Carvana again as a seller? Yes, I absolutely would recommend Carvana. As a buyer, I would probably use a little bit more discretion. There was some small details about the process that were a little bit blurry. For example, there was the question of whether this charger was going with the vehicle. This charger was purchased separately, so that is a small detail that should have obviously been separate from the car. And those kind of details, as a buyer, I would want to use more discretion to make sure that I'm getting what I paid for. But as a seller, yes, I would absolutely recommend Carvana. Again, this is Matty D with Matty D Media. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this is helpful if you are exploring options to sell your car online. And again, check out the YouTube channel for some video production tips and then some fun travel segments from the Midwest all the way to the Northeast. Thank you so much for watching. I'll have to take the plate off, right?
I'll take it off for you, no worries.
Oh, okay, thank you. I like the kicks, Air Jordans.
Thank you. I got them dirty, so I decided they were going to be for work.
Very nice.